Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is a reading for Pisces. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. Right? And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And wow, look at that Sun card. The 19th mystery of the tarot, very beautiful card, beautiful energy, very vibrant. Right? Let's put that into some context. And we're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Wow, I like this. Also, if there's anything you need me to pray over, meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Although I don't think you need anything from me. I think you have a lot of this wonderful energy around you right now. Okay, this is very strong stuff. I feel very kind of a protective energy here. Let's finish up the Path of the Serpent here. And we're going to do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith deck for this. This is one simple card that we're going to select randomly, put the frog on top. We're not going to look at that until the very end. And, hopefully that will tie everything together, and hopefully it'll give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. So looking around here, Pisces, we've got major, major, major. Three majors, right? We got the Holy Trinity of major arcana. We've got some strong earth energy right here. Earth and spirit. Earth and spirit. Very interesting. Very interesting. And then over here we have fire, air, water, and air. So it's like we've got the spirit and the earth over here, then over here we've got the water and the air that kind of need to be dealt with, right? This is kind of like we have this heaven on earth kind of thing. We have this influx of spiritual energy into our physical lives, right? This protective, instructing, loving energy that gives us the courage, the fire, the ambition, the confidence, the haste almost to take care of this air and water energy. Very interesting. Some almost kind of giving me a little bit of a chill here. I kind of got some goosebumps going on because of this spiritual energy and this earth energy combined. It's just like it's the rose on the cross. It's the spirit in matter. And I love this so much. We see the first kind of spiritual energy is this enlightened solar energy. This is health. This is vitality and confidence and charisma. This is someone who's, filled with the Holy Spirit and just very, very optimistic, very, very eloquent, very cheerful and vibrant, very charismatic, right? Someone with a bit of a personality. So I wonder if you've been feeling this way lately, or if this is something coming into your life, this sense of confidence. This being almost feeling so good that you're just being silly. You're just out there like being yourself, expressing yourself. You're letting your personality out. You're letting the light shine, right? And it doesn't matter if you look a little silly. It doesn't matter if you get if other people would be self-conscious or embarrassed, but not you. You've got this real enthusiasm, and I use that in the truest sense of the word. You're filled with the divinity, right? Filled with that spiritual light. Now, this isn't meant to be a religious reading. We're very non-sectarian here, okay? We're talking about this energy, this light, this power, whatever you want to call it: God, goddess, deity, universal mind, universal energy, guardian angels, spirit guides. Whatever, the absolute, the void, the nothing, the universe, whatever it is, you're kind of full of it right now, right? And I love this. This is someone who is not turning it down for nothing, right? So I feel like this energy is coming your way. And I feel like this is a real surge of this spiritual force. And whatever has been ailing you is going to be fixed by this energy, right? It's going to be restored. There's going to be this light and this warmth around you that just really activates you, right? It really is kind of the solution to some of these problems. Now, there's still work for you to do, right? We can't change physical matter. We have to keep things on their own plane, right? And this isn't a medical reading. This isn't a financial reading. I'm not qualified to do either of those things, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a medical professional, though I was an EMT for a brief period of time. That's beside the point. In order to solve these material problems, you have to use material means, right? You have to fix the fence by using a hammer, a nail, and another board. You can't just speak some magic words and then the fence is fixed, right? We need to do the physical part of it as well. But the spiritual part of it, what may be ailing you spiritually or energetically, I think is being restored particularly by this sun energy. And this is the basis from which you can then go and fix the fence, you know? This is the central core star light of your being. And from this point, from the activation of this energy, you can go out and cure what ails you, right? And particularly with this, I mean, this right here, this is the best combination of cards. This is really, I really do, like the hair on the back of my neck is standing up, and I've got some goosebumps from this, because this is so amazing that I don't even feel right talking about it. Nothing I say is going to really convey what these two mean. This is really that spiritual sun that is causing all of this life to grow on this earth, this planet, you know. This is the sunlight, the spiritual light, the source, the divinity, the creative power of the universe that is producing life on this rock, right? Creating life as the source of all life, right? It's allowing life to grow. It is the source, the creator of all that. At the same time, this life that you're leading, this abundance that you are creating in your life is what is allowing you to see that sun. So, right? So it's like the sun or God, goddess, deity, right? We can either talk with a spiritual metaphor or a physical metaphor. But if the sun is the reason why we kind of have an earth, right? And it's what's creating the life on the earth. It is us on the earth. It is only by having this earth that we can see the beauty of that sunrise, right? So it's almost like, yes, the sun is creating the life on this planet, but this planet is also creating that sun, that beauty, right? It's without this life on this planet, we wouldn't have a sunrise. You know what I mean? I know that doesn't sound right. Hopefully the spirit behind my words is coming through, because I don't think I'm using the right words. But it's kind of like one creates the other, yes, but the other then creates the one, you know? So it's a very interesting relationship between the earth and the sun, between matter and spirit, spirit and matter. And it's all one energy, but the way we divide it, the way we separate it so we can look at it is very interesting. It depends on your perspective too. You know, from the point of view of the sun, yes, the sun is creating life, making life grow on that planet. But from the perspective of the planet, it's only through my movement as the planet, the rotation of the planet, that I'm creating this beautiful sun, the sunrise, you know, the beauty of nature and of the heavens, you know. It's all about perspective, I guess. And I think this sun card, and of course the Princess of Discs, is giving you the perspective, allowing you to shift perspectives, giving you the correct perspective to heal what needs healing in your life. Okay? And this is very, very magical. Spiritually healed, but then there's this physical abundance. Your earth, your planet, your physical reality, I think, is going to be experiencing a surge in growth, just an overgrowth of abundance, right? You're gonna have to trim it back a little bit. A lot of productivity, a lot of progress, a lot of growth and abundance, a lot of wealth, a lot of resources, a lot of fruits of your labor, right? And I think, we'll go to this one. We'll go to the Seven of Pentacles at the top of the path of the dove. This is typically a card called failure. And I think that this is not failure in the typical sense of the word. This is trying and trying again, right? This is continued effort. This is the struggle, really, right? And it's almost like every failure is just one step closer to success, you know? Every failure is kind of a success in progress, you know? I'm trying to think of the quote that I heard in that one show, Extrapolations on Apple TV. Something about failure. Failure is just like the prototype of success or something like that. And I really, when I heard that line, I thought, man, Seven of Pentacles for sure. Because this is showing the need for these failures, the need to kind of keep trying, right? Show me one successful person, I'll show you someone that has failed 1,000,000 times. And every failure is like a stepping stone to success. But it's all about perspective. We could lament the fact that we didn't succeed, and that would be it. Or we could learn from our mistakes, learn from these failures, learn what we need to do differently next time, right? And that's one step closer to the goal. So I think all of this spiritual energy is giving you a lot of perspective on your life right now, okay? And we see a Four of Pentacles, what's kind of behind you. I feel like this is the base camp. This is the little bit of success already. We've created a stable place for us, and now we have to keep making progress. So I feel like you do learn from these Seven Pentacles, and you're putting all of those failures, air quotes, back into this foundation, right? You're learning from your mistakes, so you're able to really solidify things. You are building this castle one brick at a time, you know? And everything that you try that doesn't quite work gives you the wisdom and the knowledge and the experience to tweak things a little bit, right? To change your perspective a little bit and realize maybe what you hadn't seen, or maybe to reassess what you're trying to do anyway. Does that make sense? What kind of castle are we building? What are we trying to accomplish, right? Well, I think this sun energy is going to give you the perfect perspective on that. A lot of clarity, right? I really feel like the sun card here, because we're trying to build, we're trying to create, we're trying to have success and abundance in our life. I feel like the sun card is illuminating these failures for you, is showing you what you did wrong in the building of your life, right? In whatever maybe the foundational aspects of your situation are. So this trio of cards, this trinity here, is a really positive loop of progress, right? We fail, we learn from our failures, and then we implement the new perspective or the new idea or the corrected behavior or whatever it is, right? We implement what we've learned. We fail, we learn, we implement. This is really, and that's how you create abundance. That's how you create success. So just these cards here, I think, are an amazing message for you. And just so this reading doesn't go super, super long, we're going to move to the next card. The next card is this Hierophant. I feel like you have a spirit looking out for you. I really feel as if this is the source of this kind of trinity of cards over here. The failure, the learning, and the implementation, it's all kind of coming from spirit. It's all coming from your higher self, your conscience, your higher mind, the universal mind, guardian angel, spirit guides, God, goddess, deity, whatever you want to call it. It is a really benevolent, divine, spiritual force in your life that is providing this trinity for you, that is providing this this loop of progress, this cycle, the rhythm here of failing, learning, implementing, and that's how you succeed. So that, I think, is a real lesson that Spirit wants you to learn. I think you do have this divine force looking out for you. This could be an ancestor. It could be a spirit guide. It could be any particular entity that you have a connection with that has been a teacher or instructor or a mentor kind of thing to you. It could be a literal, physical, embodied person, But it really is someone that has your best interest at heart, wants to see you really fall in love, right? This moves us over to the Lover's card here. This doesn't necessarily mean a relationship with another person, doesn't mean that now we're talking about romance and love and, dating or something. Mm-hmm. This is the card. This is you really wanting to feel connected. This is you needing to be in love with what you do, in love with life, right? Married to yourself, kind of, right? Married to the idea of living, to your work, to your person, your being, your thoughts, your experience of life. And that could involve a romance and dating and all that stuff, yeah, of course. But this is about making the decisions and the choices to follow your bliss, right? Kind of a Joseph Campbell thing, right? Kind of cliche, but it's true. To keep following your bliss, because I think whatever this cycle, whatever this Holy Trinity is here, the failure, the learning, the implementation as the path to success, I think that is you following your bliss. And that is what the Hierophant really wants you to know, wants you to learn. That your bliss isn't in the results of your work, right? We may think, well, I just want to have that house, that car, that career, whatever. The real joy, the real bliss, that might be the bliss, but following your bliss means to do this work here, is to continually try and fail and try again and work toward success. This is following your bliss. And this might be the bliss that kind of results from that at the end of the day, when you can be proud of what you did, even on those days where it was just a complete wreck. You can still be proud of what you've accomplished, right? That is you doing what you love, even if it seems like a struggle and it seems like a lot of hard work. Following your bliss. And I like that we have this card. This is the card of choice, okay? This is the card of, choosing to follow our bliss, choosing to learn from our mistakes, choosing to allow this Hierophant and Sun and Lover's energy into our life, allowing the Spirit to fill us, right? We see some other elements of choice at the very end, with the Two of Swords at the end of the Path of the Serpent. So let's go over here now. 20 minutes into the video, I think it's a good time to start on the Path of the Serpent. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We start with this, the Eight of Wands. This is the state of trying to contain your excitement. This is like the kids on Christmas Eve or just before Christmas morning. It's like 3 in the morning and they're just bursting with excitement, but they can't get up and go do it yet, right? It's not time to open the gifts. This is the attempt to contain ourselves and be patient. It's not going to work. It's difficult to do that. This is the state of that growing anticipation, right? That growing excitement verging on impatience and nervousness and anxiety and haste. You know, there's a sense of urgency in you, even though you know that you have to be patient. It's a growing sense, and it's not going to be contained for long. So I think this is part of the lesson that that Spirit is teaching you. You have this Holy Trinity of these very spiritual cards here, and this, I think, is kind of what we're dealing with, what we have to process through. Okay. The first one is that impatience. The second is this 5 of Swords. This is a lot of negative self-talk. This is a lot of self-defeating thoughts. Okay. This is kind of setting us up for failure. This is the kind of the depression or the melancholy that could come with some of this 7 of Pentacles energy. We start to feel like we're just no good. We start to envision the failures more than the successes, right? This is very, very important here. Maybe we don't have self-defeating thoughts. Maybe we're always saying, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. I'm going to do it, I'm doing it, I'm great, it's working, it's going to be fine. But all the while, what's really in our head is the memory, the pictures, the images, the impressions of all the failures. Positive affirmations will only take you so far. If your visualizations, if the true images in your soul, in your mind, in your psyche are images of these failures, and you keep envisioning more failures, if that's what you're thinking about are the failures, that's what you're teaching yourself. And that's the Hierophant is trying to teach you a different way of looking at it. Right? That different perspective. So just thinking good thoughts is not enough. We have to visualize them. We have to make it a whole body experience, an entire sensory experience, right? We say the words, but we're thinking about something different. Our unconscious, our subconscious is going to take the images over the words every time, okay? The simpler, more base, more primal method of communicating information, right? So if you're thinking positive thoughts, but you keep envisioning the failures, right? That's what you're teaching yourself, the failures, the failures, the failures. So not only do we need the positive affirmations, but we need the positive visualizations. We need to say the words and also see the images, feel the success, feel the joy, right? What does it look like? What does it sound like? Picture yourself doing it. Put yourself in the first person there doing these things or having the achievements, right? Making the progress. While we're saying also, you know, where we're kind of narrating it to ourselves, right? It's a real meditation. You know, it's not just like a mantra or a positive affirmations you tell yourself 100 times before you go to bed that I'm successful, I'm successful. Yeah, that's fine. But if you're going to bed and you keep thinking and dreaming about the failures and what you did wrong, then that's the reality that you're creating. So I think Hierophant Spirit is trying to teach you a different way of dealing with your thoughts and how what's going on in your head can still be self-defeating, even if maybe you're not aware that it is, right? Maybe you think that you're trying to be positive, you're being optimistic. Yeah, but there's still something else to learn about that. Okay. And the next one is this Princess of Cups. This is a lot of water energy being expressed through our activities, our decisions, our behaviors, our habits. This is someone who is quite dreamy and lives in their imagination. This is someone who is just full of like fanciful thoughts and daydreams, and like doesn't really take anything seriously, is just kind of lost in this wonderland, right? This is in the position of what we don't want. So it's almost like a continuation of what we just talked about with this positive visualization. For some reason, there's a resistance to that. You feel like you can't have that, or you shouldn't have that, or that's a bad thing to have. This sense of daydreaming and just living in your head and imagining all of the success and greatness. Well, that's exactly what we were just talking about. But for some reason, that's what you don't want. Maybe you feel that's a waste of time, or that's just like fanciful daydreams. You know, you're just living in a fantasy world. So maybe you see that that's a bad habit, you know, that kind of daydreaming. But I think that's with the Hierophant, with Spirit, trying to teach you, trying to show you a different perspective, a different way of looking at this kind of energy, you know? And then finally, we see this Two of Swords, and this was the choice that we were talking about with the Lover's card. Choosing to follow your bliss, choosing the new perspective, choosing, being willing to look at these other energies that we just talked about, Path of the Serpent stuff, to being willing to look at these energies and admit them. Say, yeah, I expect too much too soon. I need to learn patience. I need to learn positive affirmations. I need to learn how to get over my self-defeating thoughts. I need to learn how to visualize, how to daydream, how to imagine, how to live a kind of fantastic, internal life. Well, sometimes, right? Once in a while. So this is you about choosing to listen to the message from the Hierophant, from Spirit. Right? Being willing to kind of see things, to kind of get over our resistance to, you know, something telling us that maybe we're wrong, maybe we're looking at things in a way that might be a little self-defeating or unproductive, right? Not saying that you're wrong, not saying that you're doing anything incorrectly, just trying to open you up. That's what the Hierophant, that's what Spirit's doing, just trying to open you up to this solar light so that you can see things from many different perspectives, right? Just being willing and open to the possibility that you could look at things in different ways, right? Let's look at the mystery card in a different way. Let's maybe look at this as, I kind of want to look at this as the type of clothes that this Princess of Discs is wearing, right? What does this look like? This bliss, this manifestation, what are the primary colors of it, right? What does this abundance look like? You know, how is that manifesting? We could look at the mystery card as not the mystery at all, but what is it that you already know? The anti-mystery card, right? What is it that you already know that perhaps you're ignoring, right? What is it that it's not a mystery? Something that you have right in front of you that you're just, maybe you don't think it's useful. I mean, that's kind of what the Princess of Cups was a little bit, but let's just see. Well, the 5. Competition, fighting, strife. This could be either serious fighting, serious struggles, or this could be more like the playful jousting. This could be like play sword fighting, like training, right? Do you have some training or skill that you maybe don't see the application of to this work? Is there some kind of skill or training or this competitive aspect of you that is not being put into this work? You know, I almost feel like you do have some kind of training and some kind of skill. Maybe it's like a martial art. Maybe it literally is like fencing or sword fighting. I feel like you have, maybe it's a physical skill. or like a really active, like a sport or something, some kind of training. But it could be this could be some other kind of training, maybe some spiritual training, some energy work, maybe like Reiki or maybe Tai Chi, something like that, Qigong, some manipulation of energy that you are already skilled at doing. You already know how to do it. But for some reason, you don't think it applies here. Interesting. See, now the mystery card is a mystery to me, but it's the anti-mystery for you. And so I'm curious what this is. Let me know in the comments. What is it in your life right now that you have skill or training in doing? It's some kind of energy manipulation, some kind of energy movement that if you think about it, if you change your perspective, could really be applied to this work that you do and will help you to achieve the success that you're after. Now, I want to thank you for being here. We're going to take a look at the extended. Just click up here. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not already. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.